Ah, okay. Oh boy. So, here we are, a day later, after work. I am very thankful that I didn't sleep well yesterday, which meant that by the time I got home from work this morning, I was fucking exhausted, and I passed out. Didn't quite get a full 8 hours after that, but I mean, who does? I think I got 6-ish, which is fine, which means I'm ready to go, and I've emotionally prepared myself for seeing my old friends again, so let's fucking go. Make sure, I just want to... Everything's recording? Yes, okay. Return to the Crystarium! Take this, Sala, my spirit vessel. Empty now, of course, but it should allow you to operate the tower's systems in Umbilicus. If even the smallest fragment of Elpis' essence remains, it should be possible to locate it. As for access to the Umbilicus, pray seek out Lena for assistance. Chances are she still stands watch at Kensert Gate. Should she or anyone else ask after me, tell them I am living my life to the fullest, that I am happy, hardships and all. Well, we had best be on our respective ways. God willing, we will see each other again ere long. So something I had time to think about, and I wonder if this is going to play a factor at all. Where exactly is she? Okay, so to Fort Job then. Something I wonder if it's going to play a factor at all is, remember how Bankrid, when he was teleported to the first, he was gone, what, a couple months maybe? But that couple months was 5 years in the first. So in Shadowbringers, we reached a level of equilibrium between the time differences. Has that changed? How much time has passed in the first since we've last been there? Because I can only imagine it's been a couple months. Perhaps. Oh boy. Alright. The sky isn't on fire yet. Hey, I actually get to use the flying for this. Oh man. I want to approach from the front. Okay. Vieira Liv, we're not going to find out how much time has passed right away just by looking at Lena. Because Vieira lived for like, what? Fucking 200 plus years? And they like don't age. So... Lena? There you are. Allah, you are returned. Have you been well, you and the others? As well as can be. We've no shortage of troubles, but we're well enough. Then things are much the same for you as they were here. My lord is doubtless enjoying himself. He said this to you. These exact words. Oh, to know that he is happy. It fills my heart with joy. Thank you, Allah, for taking care of him. When next you see him, please tell him not to overexert himself. Futile a request though it is. And tell him that all is well here. The peace you gifted us continues, and we work hard to build new lives for ourselves. In the course of this, we occasionally bicker, but we've never been more optimistic for the morrow. If I had to mention one dilemma, it would be the question of our governance. As we speak, debate rages on over how we should run the city in Exarch's absence. Most are of the mind that the Settlement Council should continue to oversee the general running of the Cursarium, while representatives are elected to determine policy and handle diplomacy. Thus far, nothing is set in stone, but however we choose to proceed, we will not replace our Lord. No one could. Have we recently observed any unusual phenomena? No, I cannot say there have been. Curious that you should ask me this question, though. Some days ago, Reen came and asked the very same. She was rather unsettled, in stark contrast to how cheerful she has been of late. She and other Crystarium youths just hosted a festival. Yeah! She did the festival! It proved so popular that there are already plans for another celebration, one much bigger than the first. Between her preparations for the festival and the restoration of the empty, she struck me as happy and full of life. So when I saw her in a state of such worry, I couldn't help but feel worried in turn, especially since she wouldn't tell me what troubled her. I dare say she would be more willing to confide in you. May I ask you to broach the subject with her? You wish to enter the umbilicus. Very well. I shall fetch the key at once, and take the opportunity to find Reen. Please wait for me in the city, in front of the Cabinet of Curiosity, shall we say. I will be along as soon as I can. Did turn off the fan, right? Yeah, okay. Oh boy. Hey there. It's only been a few months, but it feels like forever. Alright. To the Cabinet of Curiosity. An event cannot be skipped. You may wish to cancel any pending duty finder registers. Oh boy. Oh boy. I take it hasn't been too long since last we were here, if they haven't really set up like a permanent form of governance, and if Reen just through the festival. Do my old eyes deceive me? Is that truly Allah? Hey guys. Ah, it is. Full glad am I to see you hale and whole, my friend. What a wonderful surprise it is to have you back with us, and at this most opportune time. In case you haven't heard, we are planning to produce a tome chronicling events from the Flood to the Knight's return. For this project, we intend to draw upon records kept by the world's peoples. Historical and contemporary first-hand accounts will be the centerpiece of the tome, but yours would be one to crown them all. I've been asked to contribute a chapter on the soul, a subject that is key to understanding much of your endeavors. In the course of developing the spirit vessel, I gained valuable insight into travel beyond the rift. Knowledge that will allow me to attest to your existence and deeds. There is no end to the questions I would ask you. But if you could indulge me just one for now. In your quest to restore the night, you faced many a formidable foe. Among them, who offered you the greatest struggle? Tanya, Fatri, Hades. I mean, come on. That's an interesting option. Ah yes, Hades. He who sought to resurrect his ancient brethren. He was the final obstacle in your quest to restore the night. Your battle in the depths of the Tempest, the stuff of epics. Yet compelling as it is, I worry that mere words wouldn't do justice to that fateful confrontation. Not that we would think to omit it entirely, of course. No, at the very least, we will impress upon readers that it was the climax of your hero's journey. I know you'd love to talk his ear off, Morin. But we really should be on our way. Those documents from Yulmore won't collect themselves. Of course. And afterwards, would you care to join me for tea? I was hoping you might clarify a few points in your treatise. Till next time, then, do tell the others to look after themselves. Our overzealous friend in particular, remind him not to overexert himself again and again till his ears fall off, if that's what it takes for him to take it to heart. Is that the Warrior of Darkness? Hey, you three. How are you doing? It's him! It's really him! What are you doing here? If you're going to battle, I can give you some medicine. I made it myself. Best not, Riki. You'd only give him a stomachache. We've come to see Morim, to get his advice. One of the guard finally agreed to teach us how to fight, but first we need to choose a fighting style. While I know that I want to be a mage, Arkle isn't sure. Magic isn't really my thing, so I was thinking of taking up the axe, or a sword, or maybe the bow. They all seem alright, but it's hard to decide, so I thought I'd ask Morin. He knows about lots of things. He isn't here? Oh. Oh. Why don't you have the Warrior of Darkness choose for you? What do you think suits Arkle best, axe, sword, or bow? I mean, he looks like a tiny Ardbert, so the axe. The axe? If you took up the axe, you could be just like Ardbert, the Warrior of Light! I love that tale. Let's borrow the book today. It's really popular, though. I hope it's still there. Thanks for helping me decide, Warrior of Darkness. I'll start with that style, and maybe try something else later on. And when I get really strong, I hope I have a bout with you. Alright, take care, you three. Such fun he's been having basking in the adoration of musty old bookworms and wide-eyed younglings. But does he spare a thought for me? Of course not. Oh my god, Fael, is that you? I waited and waited and waited, but he won't so much as acknowledge the presence of his beautiful branch. Even though they're right here. Such a heartless thing our sapling is. Cold, cruel, and heartless! I need you. O faithful Fael, loveliest of branches, how I have missed you. If you truly miss me, you should have cried for me at the top of your lungs the instant you arrived. To make up for it, you will call me twice with twice the passion next time. Though for there to be a next time, you've some few struggles to overcome. So, my adorable sapling, the world is on the verge of destruction, is it? How do I know this? Joined as we are, spying on you is as simple as sliding down the back of the rainbow. Would that I could aid in your quest, but the fate of we Fey folk is bound to that of the star. Whither it goes, so too do we follow. Such is our way. The most I could do for you is spare you the pain by gifting you the sweetest of eternal dreams. But if it escapes not your liking, then you must struggle with your fellow mortals. But here are the ones you are waiting for, I wonder. I wonder what manner of conclusion awaits the tale's end. Bye-bye! There you are. How's Gaia? My apologies for the delay. Ah, it's so wonderful to see you again. You doubtless have much catching up to do. I shall leave you to it. I've taken the liberty of unlocking the umbilicus, and you may enter at your leisure. Bye, Lena. I'm relieved to hear that everyone is well. I've had this feeling like my stomach, and I was afraid that something might have happened. Maybe I'm overthinking things, but it's just that I'm the Oracle of Light, but I've never spoken with Hydaelyn. Never once heard her call. Even so, I've always had this feeling deep inside me, a connection to something immense. These past few days, though that connection has been wavered, as if that immense something was distant, then close, then distant again. And then, the other night, I was jolted awake by the feeling it had been completely severed. Wanting some fresh air, I went to open the window, and to my horror, the sky was ablaze, like during the star shower. But then I blinked and everything was normal. The next day, no one said a thing. No one else had seen what I had seen. As far as I could tell, nothing was out of the ordinary. I began to wonder if it was a figment of my half-remembered dream. Allah, what are you not telling me? I have to know, please. It doesn't matter how terrible it is. It wasn't my imagination then. The doom we witnessed in Amarat has come again. I can't believe it. Like I told you before, all is well here in the first. So don't worry about us, please. Look only to the threat before you. We're fine right now, and even if we weren't, we've learned how to survive. Should the final days reach us here as well, you may rest assured we won't go quietly. No, we'll hold on until you can find a way to save all our worlds. So long as you continue your fight, so too will we, united in purpose beneath a blazing sky. Hope upon a flower. You're headed to the Umbilicus to consult with Elpis, right? I'll do some consulting of my own and speak with Lena, decide how we might best prepare for the final days. So it's farewell now, but we'll see each other again, I'm certain of it. And back in we go. Ah, Master Allah, welcome back. The captain has told me all. Give the word and I will show you to the ocular. Is emet-selch gonna be here? Oh.
Biometric authentication complete. Please state your business. Acknowledged. Reinitializing Circus Tower systems. Searching for Elpis entity. Target located in subterranean core power accumulator. Projecting image.
My home. My friends. No more than a dream. You. Why have you awakened me? I no longer sense those places beyond, or Lord Zodiark. You must explain all. So, he is fallen, and my brethren's souls returned to the star. The doom we sacrificed so much to prevent is come again. Old burdens now yours to bear. But if this is Fandaniel's design, then I, as Elpis, have a duty to fulfill. Your unsolicited act has restored to me some few memories of the Convocation. Such knowledge as I have, I will share.
It's the most Allah thing in the world to apologize here.
Why apologize for receiving a favor of the defeated? If it sits ill, consider it payment for freeing Lord Zodiark from servitude. Where to begin? Ah, the end. Your understanding of what caused the final days is consistent with our own. The decay first took root where the currents were weakest. Yes, a conclusion drawn by him, Fandaniel. Not the him of here and now, but as I knew him, long, long ago. Having shed light upon the phenomenon, he dedicated himself to devising a countermeasure. Were it not for his knowledge of the Celestial, we would never have made the connection, and thence forestalled the final days. And though he inherited that noble soul, how different this last incarnation, so consumed by self-loathing and hate. Elpis. Yes, the name is familiar to me. Yet I know it not as a flower, but a place.
Place?
A testing facility for determining which of our creations were fit to be released into the world. Many worked there, and before joining the Convocation and assuming the title of Fandaniel, he was their chief. He was Hermes.
Hermes.
That is all I know. The crystals tell little of the lives the 14 led prior to their induction. Elpis itself would tell even less. Nary a ruin has survived.
Why?
Wait. I saw you there.
You saw
Elpis.
them.
No, I did not. But I did. I did. A lingering trace of impossibility. And a truth that fills my heart.
An echo flashback would be really useful right
My
here.
memories remain clouded, I fear. However, they have revealed to me one possible course. You must travel to Elpis, to the time when Hermes served as its chief. In glimpsing the Exarch's memories, not only did I make his summoning magic mine own, I also mastered the workings of this tower.
You fucking mastered the time travel aspect of this tower while you were here?
Which, having absorbed my empowered essence, now harbors an abundance of energy. As such, I believe I can deliver you unto the past, unto that place and that precise moment. Given the eons that must be traversed, the gateway will not be fully formed. Your form will be less tangible still than those warriors of light I had summoned. In all likelihood, none will be able to see or hear you. Yet even should you manage to interact with others, you will be unable to effect meaningful change. For the reality you wish to save, the reality to which you must return, exists as a result of the final days. You cannot reshape the past to undo the tragedies of the present. Cannot unmake the sorrow and suffering fated to come. In full knowledge of this, will you still entrust your life to your foe and make the journey? Very well. I shall cast you unto the river of time. Let this be my final act. You must input the commands. I no longer have the authority. First, you must reconfigure the systems, that the tower's ether may be channeled for the magic. The preparations are complete. The gateway will soon open. Return at once to the ocular.
Boy. Oh boy, oh boy.
All appears to be in order. The ether flows unimpeded. The magic should consume every last mote of my essence. Why are you surprised? Did I not say that this will be my final act? Lord Zodiark is no more. There is nothing for me here. The ones I love and long to see again are waiting in that promised land, beyond memory and dream. Now go, warrior of light. Go, and do not look back. Well, Hydaelyn, I take my leave of you. Yours is the mantle of the last of us. May you have the joy of it, the burden and the solitude. It falls to you now. You and your champion to save our star.
Here. In case you're wondering, those goosebumps are back. Are we going to see any memories along the way? I'm a ghost. Oh, wow. We get to see them as they were. Guide-like man. So tall. The man stands dutifully by the aetheryte-like device, a guide for this facility in all likelihood. You attempt to get the man's attention, but if he sees or hears you, he gives absolutely no indication. As Elpis warned, it appears your form is intangible. The device is reminiscent of an aetheryte. Perhaps it is possible to attune with it? There's no way this works. Despite attempting to channel and focus your energies, you fail to attune with the device. You can only assume it operates differently. So I wonder why she isn't wearing her mask. Wonder if there's any sort of significance for that, or... I don't know. This is the right place, yes? For Pylian. Judging by the woman's word, this facility is called Propylaeon. Poke poke. You attempt to gently prod the woman to attract her attention, but feel nothing, and it seems neither does she. Black-robed man. They're all wearing black robes. The remarkably large man wears a black robe and a half-mask, much like the phantoms you've encountered in Mare Lamentorum and the recreated Amaran. It would seem you have made it to your destination. You gesticulate wildly and shout all manner of greetings and obscenities, but the man does not so much as glance in your general direction. You suspect this door leads outside, but how to open it?
And here we are, Elpis. Well, well, how rare to receive you in person. To what do we owe the honor? Oh, just a few odd tasks. We'll be here a while.
Stranger.
You're welcome to stay as long as you see fit, of course. As a matter of procedure, however, I must ask that you kindly remove your masks.
Come now. Is this truly necessary? Surely you can tell who we are.
Who you are, perhaps, but I am far less infamous. Regardless, if we do not follow protocol, 'tis our hosts who would be held accountable. So, please, do favor us with your handsome face.
Show me! Oh, Hades. My goodness, look at this attractive man! And his attractive friend. That's one of two people, like I said before. My goodness.
Satisfied?
I thank you for your cooperation. You are free to go about your business.
I'm gonna suspect that it's Hythlodeus. The one with the, like, fuchsia-colored hair.
By the by, You see it too, yes?
I haven't the foggiest what you're talking about.
That's odd. It's right here. A bit thin in the ether, but there's no mistaking it. The color of its soul is almost identical to Azem's.
This is Hydaelyn.
Do you suppose he created it? Rather unusual for a familiar to have a soul, though.
I can't get over his eyes.
Don't
oh my
ask
God.
me. All I know is that it's trouble. Doubly so if it's his spitting image. So let's leave it be. Come now.
It's trying to say something, but it's literally too intangible to form words. Why don't you give it some ether? Spare a snifter of your bounteous reserves.
Who do you take me for?
Why, a dear friend, of course. One who wouldn't let acts of kindness, such as my accompanying him on errands to far-flung outposts, go unrewarded?
Gib.
I suggest you close your eyes, or this may be unpleasant.
Of course.
You may open your eyes.
I'm tangible now. And of relative size to them.
Oh, you even adjusted its size.
The better to indulge your whim. This way, it will be easier to communicate.
How very thoughtful of you. And may I applaud your artful reinforcement. Without further ado then. Greetings.
Yep.
I am Dynamis, Chief of the Bureau of the Architect. Sulking beside me is the most honorable emet-selch of the Convocation of 14. And how might we address you, my new friend? A fine name. And I'm pleased to see you understand our words.
Yeah, they're not
So, tell
Asian
us,
speak.
whence
at
have you
least.
come? The thinness of your essence suggests you weren't created here. You do not know? Or cannot say? Allow me to ask a different question then. What brings you here?
I seek a man named Hermes.
Well now, the same as us. Perhaps Azim wished to come too, but had to settle for a familiar.
If he truly wished to be here, then he would be.
Right you are. My apologies if we've given offense. The two of us can discern the color of souls, you see, and yours happens to resemble that of a friend. And with your purpose matching our own besides, we jumped to a hasty conclusion. We are here to speak with Hermes, the chief overseer of this facility, which we also intend to tour in order to gain greater insight into the man's work. We, I say. though this is emet-selch's charge. I am here only to serve as his guide. And I should be happy to serve as yours as well, by way of an apology for the misunderstanding.
Wait, are you suggesting that we bring it along on official business? This thing we know next to nothing about?
If you harbor suspicions, better to keep it close than leave it to its own devices. Wouldn't you agree? Besides, having a mysterious life form in tow is the norm rather than the exception here.
I can't get over how fucking handsome Hades is. Holy shit.
Welcome, my friends, to the testing ground of creation at Heaven's Edge. Elpis.
Wow. World Unsundered Elpis. That's an Aether. What the fuck? I'm just gonna be able to come here and go? And that's
This
Hydaelyn.
presence.
She's actually here? No. That must be Vana. Is that Hermes? No.
Visitors! We have visitors!
It's something he's made. It's like a bird folk. Whatever that
What
was.
secrets are you hiding, I wonder?
Are you talking about me or Hermes? Holy shit. Man. I knew I didn't know what to expect from this expansion, but it certainly wasn't this. In case you didn't know, it's rude to stare. Stop. This is hardly my first time here, but the scenery never fails to take my breath away. It feels as if you could reach out and touch the heavens. Now then, to begin our guided tour, perhaps you already know these things, but for the sake of thoroughness, I shall start with the basics. Using concepts to give shape to ether, creation magics allow us to bring forth anything we desire. It is inanimate objects or living beings. Anyone may conceive of concepts, but they must all undergo evaluation at the Bureau of the Architect. As part of that process, living beings and certain arcane entities may be sent here to Elpis for in-depth observation and study. A fascinating facility, isn't it? I dare say you will enjoy touring it with us. Hello? Now then, our friend Hermes, aside from overseeing the facility, he also conducts his own research. Chances are he will be at the main observation hub, so let us seek him out there first. Attired as you are, however, you stand out a little too much. Our dear emet-selch wishes to keep a low profile for his errand, so... Do you know how to make a robe? The basic concept will do. No? In that case, emet-selch... No, your whim, your responsibility. You're getting not another thimble of ether out of me. The way he scrimps sometimes. You'd think he wasn't a you think he wasn't a nigh bottomless front of magic. Very well. I shall make the rope, but perhaps you can assist. Come, let us search for the requisite materials. Dear fucking gods. Man, I wish it wasn't foggy. I want to be able to see more. No means no. Just be grateful I'm even willing to wait. Yes, these creatures should suffice. An etheric rope. I want you to use it to capture, shall we say, 2 petalodi. There are 3 species here, I believe. Any 2 different kinds should serve. Now I should mention that the strength of the rope is tied, no pun intended, to the strength of its user. As your ether is still thin compared to ours, you'll need to weaken the petalodi first. Good luck. It's going to take me a while to register the fact that we're actually here. Oh fuck, I'm not supposed to kill it, god damn it. You've caught the petalodi. Come, let us see. Give it, I want it. Yes, these fine fellows will do nicely. And now for a spot of reversion. There, it's ready. It's nothing fancy, but then we're trying not to stand out. Try it on for size. You turn living beings into clothing, just like that. Well, not just like that. You need to revert them to their constituent aether first. Lest you wonder why I asked for 2 species, it is due to the difference in their etheric balance. Blending them all allows us to produce garb with superior etheric stability. Well and good to disguise and educate it, but it won't fool anyone who can see worth a damn. Fair point. But at the very least, it should spare you unwanted attention from casual observers. Emet-selch speaks true. Even dressed like us, your unusual nature will be plain to those who think to look. Should someone question your presence, don't make up excuses, much less try to explain what you actually are. No, best to simply say that you are familiar. The question is whose? Ah, of course, Azem's. If you say you belong to him, people will give you the benefit of the doubt for any of the outlandish behavior. Exploiting our associate's absence. For lack of his presence, absolutely. Were he here, he'd have been the first to propose the idea, and you know it. With that, your story is settled. Let us continue with our errand. My God. Well, that'll do for now, I think. In search of Hermes. If you are ready, let us continue along the path to Anagoras. The place serves as an observation hub and residence both. Someone there should be able to point us in the direction of Hermes. I was wondering what she was examining, but it seems to be the bush itself. Let's see if this observer knows Hermes' whereabouts. Yes, can I help you? We wish to speak with Chief Hermes. Do you know where we might find him? Well now, by your mask, I assume you are one of the 14. I wasn't aware that there was to be visitation. Between you and us, it's something of a surprise. Your discretion in the matter would be appreciated. I see. My lips are sealed. The chief should be out conducting observations as usual. His focus of late has been aquatic creatures, so I expect you will find him at one of the pools here. The pools, you say? Many thanks, and apologies for disrupting your work. I say, Hydaelyn, while I've never met Hermes, you know him well, do you not? That being the case, couldn't you simply find him by his ether? Aye, that I could. As you know, emet-selch and I can discern the color of souls. By the same token, we can also see aether quite keenly, and from great distance. With this skill, I could readily locate Hermes, but I felt that it would be a waste of an opportunity. We're here to perform an assessment, after all. By searching the ordinary way, we stand to gain insight into Elpis and the man in charge of it. This is as much for your own enjoyment, like as it is not. But point taken. If you're going to accompany us, make yourself useful and help us look for Hermes. According to his profile, he has short dark hair. So you know, it's because we're in Elpis that we don't have our cowls up. A special exemption due to the need to be aware of dangerous creatures. Elsewhere we do not exhibit our individuality, and it's unseemly. This is all common sense, but I would not assume you possess any. It's a rare treat indeed to be able to search for someone by their appearance, and I thank you for humoring me. Come, let's find our man. Man, I have to take this robe off the second we're done with this section, because it's kind of big spoilers. I mean, it doesn't say that, you go here just by seeing it, but I'd still be like, oh, it's pretty cool that you get those robes, huh? The winged girl, Hermes.
Ah, you are...
Oh,
What a cutie.
different. You're different too. You and me. We're alike. Friends. I want to be... Wait. Please. Wait. Greetings and salutations. Can you hear me? Do not be alarmed. I mean you no harm. I wish only to hear your words, share your feelings, and know your thoughts. May we please be friends? May we please be friends?
Ah, I see you found him.
It's Lydeus. It's been a while. Too long, I think.
Too long indeed for close collaborators. On this blessed occasion, I bring not only myself, but others who long to speak with you.
You are of the Convocation?
Emet-selch at your service. Do I have the honor of addressing Hermes, Chief Overseer of Elpis?
You do. You have traveled far for it.
Given your facility's purpose, its remote location is something of a necessity. Would that I didn't have to rely upon a guide.
Oh, you wound me. Have I not ever been an attentive and helpful friend? But moving along to more agreeable company, this one we chance to... Well, you certainly have her attention. Is she one of yours, Hermes?
Her name is Meteon. It means shooting star.
If I may make an observation, her ether is terribly thin. I fear she might dissipate at any moment. Nor do I believe you've made a submission to the Bureau. I would remember such a concept if you had.
I haven't, as you say. I judged it too early. She's a pet project of mine, still undergoing preliminary testing. But rest assured that I will attend in person ere long.
Very well. Being an authority on flying life forms, I appreciate that you are exacting in your work. I shall look forward to your submission.
If we have finished with the perfunctory chit-chat, I would discuss official matters. By my coming, I trust you already anticipate the subject.
I have an inkling, yes. Please wait to the main building yonder. I shall join you as soon as I've returned these creatures to their homes.
What's wrong, Hermes?
An amystoma is missing.
I may have found it. A creature with the self-same ether as those there, nestled in the boughs of a tree outside the grounds.
You're saying they can climb with their sorry excuses for limbs?
The fashion has been to imbue aquatic creatures with the power of flight, ever since the words of Metron created a sky-swimming fish.
Oh, right. I was like, why does that name sound familiar? He's one of the 14.
The ambystomas, too, can fly, if only slightly, and they could conceivably climb a tree. Whether they can come down safely, however... Excuse me.
I'll help, too!
And what are we supposed to do with this lot?
May I suggest we split up? If you would be so good as to assist Hermes, Emet-selch and I shall keep an eye on these adorable creations in the meantime.
the sky's cleared up a bit. Wow. No moon in the sky. That makes sense. It seems Hermes and Median have found their quarry, a creature known this age as an Abystoma. Yet though it has been safely extricated from the tree, Hermes appears to have found himself in quite a predicament. Oh my fucking god. The Abystoma. Hermes saw it high up the tree. He climbed up to get it, but it jumped on him, and he slipped. Everything is under control, I trust. Yes. Rest assured, this is nothing new to me. I've ended up in far more compromising positions in the course of my work. Now for your own safety, please stand back. And 10s across the board, except Russia, who gives it a 7.5. Hermes, are you alright? Quite alright, yes. My apologies for making you worry, Median. Both you and, Alamorn, you are called. An intriguing name. Somehow reminiscent of a new creation. Thank you for coming after me. As for you, little one, you must be more careful. You may be able to fly, but it doesn't mean you cannot fall and hurt yourself. Oh no, I had forgotten all about its fellows. What a fucking dork. Truly, what a relief. I must thank emet-selch and Hydaelyn when I return to them. But first, with the distractions out of the way. As Chief Overseer of Elpis, permit me to welcome you to our facility. I hope you will enjoy your time here. You can dye these robes. Oh, I didn't even think to look. Well, we mustn't keep the others waiting. Let us return to Anagorus. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. But, fuck it. Did I attune to that ether? Yes, I did. Okay. Because I don't want to leave this place and not be able to come back. 'Twas blissfully uneventful in your absence. The little ones were on their best behavior. No more errant creations to distract us from matters of actual import, I trust. My apologies for the trouble. Owing to your kind assistance, all the Abystomas are safe and well. I will presently send them back to their space. If you would go on ahead to the main building. Upon entering, you will see a table and chairs, the meeting area. We may speak there. Very well. Take care not to let the creatures slip away again. While emet-selch has been accommodating thus far, he is the one who has business with Hermes. If you wish to attend, you will have to ask his permission.
This appears to be the place. And here is where we part ways. We will be discussing highly sensitive affairs. Only a select few may be privy to such knowledge, and that does not include someone who cannot or will not divulge their origins. What? Will I have to remove you by force?
I have important things to say to him as well.
Yes, I'm sure your business with Hermes is quite pressing. You may speak with him to your heart's content after ours is concluded.
I do not object to his attendance.
Hermes, this is highly irregular.
Perhaps. But I believe he can be trusted. Meteion would not have taken to him so quickly otherwise. Moreover, the presence of a third party may help me to maintain composure.
As you wish, then. Behave yourself, do you hear?
Yes, Dad.
So, it's finally happened, then.
Aye. Van Daniels declared his intention to step down, and named you as his preferred successor. In recognition of your knowledge and your works, the Convocation is giving the recommendation due consideration. As one who does not know you personally, I am to use my impartial eye to take your measure. And above all else, to ascertain your disposition towards the invitation. I understand that you and Van Daniel are close. He himself was once chief overseer of Elpis, after all. I should not be surprised if you knew before anyone else that he wished to relinquish his office.
I did. He told me that when he fulfilled his purpose, he wished to pass the torch to me.
A torch you seem none too pleased to accept. Are you so averse to serving on the Convocation?
No, it's not that. For a humble researcher like myself to even be considered is an honor beyond words. No. What troubles me, what I struggle to come to terms with, is the very fact that Van Daniel is stepping down. Does this not mean that he will return to the Star?
Of his own volition, yes. Like so many others have before him.
Return to the Star? Does that mean die?
Well now, that's not a word I hear often. Is that what you say here in Elpis? Mankind is the life of Atheris. Each of us, a drop of blood flowing through its veins, bearing sustenance. In our finite time upon it, 'tis our duty to make it a better place, that all who call it home, now and in future, may abide in happiness. To that end, we have dedicated ourselves to the pursuit of enlightened creation. And by our efforts did we transform this once untamed wilderness into the peaceful paradise you enjoy today. To return to the Star whence we came is a privilege afforded to we who have so loved and nurtured it. A choice embraced by those who have lived their lives to the fullest, in service to our world. And when they depart upon this journey, it is beautiful, always.
The 14 are no exception. 'Tis believed no occasion is more felicitous than the fulfillment of one's duty. Our office becomes our lives, and to retire is to return, or so the majority of us hold. Some few have elected to eschew custom. Mayhap you feel Fandaniel's deeds do not warrant his return. Yet you should know his accomplishments as well as any. During his time, he conceived of countless outstanding concepts. And channeling the wealth of experience he attained here in Elpis, he brought forth many new specimens.
I know of all this. I do. It's just... I cannot fathom why someone so great and wise, who could still do so much good, would want to end it all. Oh no. I've made her upset. Forgive me. I know I requested your presence. Might I trouble you to take Meteion outside? A change of scenery would do her good.
I'm sorry, Allah. I didn't want to. I didn't mean. A walk. Perhaps we can go for a walk. Most would jump at the chance to serve in the Convocation, and yet... Don't mind us, my friend. Please tend to Meteion. Hermes gets sad when he thinks about death. When others are sad, I'm sad too. That's how I am. How he made me. But don't worry, I'm fine now. So, why did you come here? You want to learn about Elpis and Hermes? Oh, teach you. I can teach you. We could take turns. I'll tell you something, then you tell me something. Sounds like fun. It will be. Where to start? Ah, yes. Let's talk to Memnon. He should be near the Aetheryte. I'm not good at explaining, but Memnon is, so I'll have him explain instead. Let's go. Field trip. The Aetheryte. Anyone can use it to teleport anywhere. Well, maybe not anywhere. Not to the ground or other isles. For that, you need teleporters. Oh, and permission. What have we here? Though you look like a person, you have the ears and tail of a beast. I assume you are familiar like Meteion. Is there something you need? This is Allah. Could you teach him about Elpis? A newly arrived familiar, is he? Very well. I should be glad to introduce our fair city to him. As you know, it is mankind's duty to make the star a better place. As part of this duty, we employ creation magics to bring forth new life. However, we cannot simply release our works into the world, for it would lead to chaos. No. Any and all life forms must undergo extensive testing to determine their fitness to exist, testing which is conducted here on Elpis. Every candidate is subject to rigorous study, in which we identify their properties, surmise what habitats might be suitable, and speculate as to the effects they may have on the environment and other species. Should it be judged a beneficial addition to the star, it will be allowed to take its place in the world. The two of you, too, were created with the hope of making the star a better place. So heed your masters well and be good, do you hear me? We will, Memnon. We will. Thanks for the lesson. You had a turn, now I get a turn. Where did you come from? There's such a place? I had no idea. But this place is important to you. I can feel it. Oh, my power. I haven't told you about it. A creation. Let's find a creation. One not being watched, then I'll explain my power. Parkour. Ah, damn it. That was almost cool. Parkour. Yeah. Okay. Ha! Okay. Oh, this creation is perfect. But I don't remember seeing it before. Perhaps it's new. Anyway, I'll try reading its mind. That's my power. Huh. I can't read it. Or maybe there's nothing to read. Wait, please wait. I'll try again. With you this time. Greetings, can you hear me? This is my power. I can read the emotions of those around me, and project my emotions to others in return. I'm not actually speaking to you in your mind, rather you are converting my emotions into words and intention, a process performed subconsciously by intelligent life forms. This ability is vital to my mission, for it allows me to interact with intelligent beings, even should they communicate via unknown languages or other nonverbal means. As a consequence, I am clumsy at speaking. Yet though I struggle to express myself in this fashion, Hermes wants me to speak as much as possible, for everyone has thoughts and feelings that they may wish to hide. I harbor an affection for you, one that is difficult to define. Aside from the fact that you share common traits with us, your thoughts are complex, prismatic. They draw me in, and leave me wanting to know more. Out of respect for your privacy, I will refrain from using my power when speaking with you. Nevertheless, I want you to know that I wish to be your friend. Did you hear me? Good. Now it's my turn again. So, what are you good at? Fighting, crafting, gathering, playing. It's a secret. Fighting. Oh, fighting. That must mean you're strong. Hermes is strong too, but he doesn't like to fight, even when creations fight him. We have its attention now. I think we might be bothering it. Let's keep going. We'll go and see Euanth, I guess. Euanth sounds like a name. She's usually in a small building, one on the west row. Well, if it isn't Median. I see you've brought a friend today. Greetings, Euanth. An apple. Could you make an apple? The kind Hermes likes, covered in syrup. I want to share it with Allah. A candied apple. Hermes is certainly partial to them. But you know you can't eat median. You weren't made to do so. But I like it too. It may seem that way, but it's due to your ability to share others' feelings. You've taken Hermes' likes for your own. In any case, I can't prepare an apple right now, but I'll bring one for Hermes soon, I promise. I'm sorry, Allah. I wanted to show you my favorite thing. Then I could ask about yours, but I failed. Oh? That's what you like? Yes, I can feel it. Your joy and happiness. And it makes me happy too. Thanks for sharing it with me, Allah. Well, we've walked and talked a lot. Maybe Hermes has finished talking too. Shall we go and see? What, back already? Pity, a bit longer and we might have snuck away without you. Ah, excellent timing. 'Twas a refreshing constitutional, I hope. There you are. I can see the fresh air has done median good. Allah wanted to learn about you and Elpis, so I taught him. About this place, about my power, about your favorite food. I'm not sure if that last one will be of any use. But I do appreciate you keeping median company. While you were away, I finished speaking with our guests. Finished? Hardly. You requested time to consider the invitation, so we have no choice but to occupy ourselves with an inspection of your work. My apologies. It has been decided that emet-selch and Hydaelyn will accompany me as I tend to my duties. If you wish to learn more, perhaps you would like to come too. I'm compelled to remind you that he is in no way associated with the Convocation. We simply chanced to meet at Propylene. There is no guarantee that matters we discuss will remain private. I do not mind. To see the joy his presence brings median, I cannot imagine how our mysterious friend harbors malicious intent. Allah is kind, really, truly. He taught me as much as I taught him. You're coming, of course, to watch Hermes. You're bound to learn lots and lots. Oh boy. God, you miss out on 2 hours of sleep and you're a sleepy bitch all day. Yeah, there we go. Now it's ready, okay. If everyone is ready, there are a few creations I need to check on. First, we shall return to the spot where we found our wayward ambystoma. Have care when you step outside the hub, for there may be more unruly creatures about. I just had a thought. Is this the place we saw concept art of? It is green. It's floating in the sky. I wonder if it is. They never gave a name for it. I'm gonna assume it is. All vim and vigor now. When we were discussing his nomination, he was melancholy incarnate. Ah yes, the Eanthine pataluda, one of the newest species of the ever-popular butterfly. You're still bothered about your robe. Don't be. The few specimens we repurposed won't be missed. I mean, That's one way to look at it, I guess. This here is a new species of Petalota we recently set loose. It has been doing very well, managing and maintaining a stable existence thus far. If it can see its observation period to the end without issue, we shall release it unto the world. Tell me, do you know the difference between living beings and arcane entities? It is the presence of a soul. Yet the soul isn't something you can choose to have at will. No, it manifests only in those beings whose forms adhere to the laws of creation, that can endure on their own. Beings that do not fulfill this requirement, such as those spontaneously born of magic or natural phenomenon, do not have souls. No matter how much it might resemble flora or fauna, if it lacks a soul, then it is considered an arcane entity. So you see, it is not for mankind to decide what is living. That domain lies beyond our manipulation, and it is hubris to assume otherwise. But come, let us head to the nearby beacon. I've received a report that arcane entities have gathered there. Ah yes, Lightning Penuma. Wait, no, that piece probably silenced, so it's Lightning Numa? Just as the report said. Although we call this structure a beacon due to its form, it is in fact a magical device. By manipulating the balance of elements, it keeps the isle airborne and maintains the climate thereupon. In the course of its operation, I often see an internal shift towards a given element. Right now, the element is lightning, which draws the Numa here to replenish their ether. It appears Midian is busy. Would you care to assist me in her stead? And feed the Numa? By using this lightning converger, you can harness the ambient lightning and focus it into a ball. A veritable feast for our dazzling friends. Go on, give it a try. Oh, we put them on the destinations themselves. Okay. Perfectly done, Allah. Look. See how they gather to feed. How they express themselves through their actions despite their lack of words. Speech is not the sole defining characteristic of a thinking, feeling creature. Nor is silence an indication that they do not possess these qualities. Be it a soulless arcane entity such as the Numa, or an ephemeral life form such as the Petalota, all seek to perpetuate their existence to survive. A good question. I can answer it from a theoretical standpoint, but it ultimately falls to the Bureau of the Architect to pass judgment. Those with exceptional vision, such as Hydaelyn, may be able to ascertain her true nature. But to me, it doesn't matter. She is herself, and that is all I need to know. Oh, you finished already. I'm sorry, I was in the way. Not to worry, my dear. They missed nothing of note, and we still have plenty of work for them to observe. Next, we will head east to the Morning Dew. I need to speak with some observers there. A Goobu.
Amazing, is it not? The Ampelos, one of our newest subjects. So, how are we coming along?
There they are.
This place is Elpis. Those flowers. Elpis. Entelekis. Like me.
Entelekis.
They are a product of Elpis, and so named for their birthplace. A happy accident, born of the hands of a former researcher who loved beautiful blossoms. Unique for how they change color, to reflect the emotional state of those nearby. Though be it here or elsewhere, they are seldom seen in any hue save purest white.
Reflect the emotional state, you say? By what means do they achieve this?
In creation, there exists an energy wholly apart from ether, one
Here we go.
driven by emotions. In like manner to how we manipulate ether, this flower is subject to the influence of said energy. While it has no will of its own, it is sensitive to the prevailing emotion in the vicinity, and reacts by altering its color and vibrancy.
Akasha? It is one of the unseen energies defined by Harnish alchemical theory. Though a gross oversimplification, some describe it as an essence influenced by feeling.
Akasha. Though I'm not familiar with the term, your description suggests it is the self-same energy. Dynamis, we call it.
Dynamis. A name very close to my favorite Gundam.
And those entities like the Elpis flower that have the ability to interact with this energy, converting emotions into tangible phenomena, are Entelekis.
That's me! That's me! An Enteleki!
That you are, my dear. And no ordinary one at that, but the first possessed of free will.
Wait. A form of energy other than ether? Dynamis? I've never heard of such a thing.
Ho ho ho.
Hardly surprising. Dynamis cannot be seen, much less felt. And though its existence has long been theorized, we had no proof until the flower's serendipitous creation. What's more, Dynamis is far weaker than ether. Under normal circumstances, its effects are drowned out by the latter. On account of which, beings comprised of and reliant upon the ether, like you and I, are unable to make practical use of Dynamis. 'Tis a truly esoteric thing, known to but a select few scholars.
Intriguing. Then, given the limitations you described, why create Meteon?
Our star, Aetheris, is especially rich in ether, so much so that its name is derived from it. However, when we consider all energy in existence here and in the vast space beyond, Dynamis may account for as much as 68.3%. The more abundant form by far. Were we able to control it, we could open the door to limitless possibilities. 'Tis not unlike a gently flowing stream, unable to break through the dam of ether barring its path. But if we could imbue this stream with the vigor of a raging river... Not that I have such grand ambitions.
Alright, so put on your tinfoil hats. This is just me in the moment thinking out loud. So, when Zodiark was defeated and faded away, we had a brief vision of Hydaelyn being consumed. I mean, Atheris, the world, being consumed and turning dark. And in that moment, in that flash, we heard a voice. A female voice. They said, finally, I believe, if I remember correctly. A female voice, first instinct to female godlike voice, was, is Hydaelyn about to turn on us now that Zodiark is out of the way? So I wasn't going to jump to conclusions then. But now I feel another possibility has come up. What if the thing we heard was Medion? Just crazy theory. Medion has the ability to interact with Dynamis, right? Something no one really understands. And how do I word this? Something goes wrong along the way. She's the first of her kind, I think. First one with free will. So maybe she decides the world needs to end or something. And she is the cause. Whatever she does in the future causes the imbalance in the ether or the stasis or whatever, thus causing the calamity. I wonder if that's... It's hard for me to put to words exactly what I'm thinking, but something along those lines of maybe Dynamis has something... Maybe Medium has something to do with the bringing of the calamity. So, we'll see. It's just a weird, wild tinfoil theory. I'm not putting that much stock in it. It's just a thought.
Nay. I merely wish to create a being that could traverse the great expanse. The relative scarcity of ether beyond the bounds of this star was a concern. And so, I looked to another source of energy by necessity.
That being Dynamis. No wonder her ether is so thin.
Precisely.
Yours is thin too. Like an entelechy. Like me. So, are we the same? Entelecchies.
I can't help but throw Emmett some shit here.
Well, aren't we ungrateful? Mayhap I should revert you to the pathetic, faded thing you were.
A deficit of ether alone does not an entelechy make. It would, however, make it easier for you to interact with Dynamis. And limited though its influence may be, this quality could prove the difference between victory and defeat. You do well not to underestimate it.
Is Dynamis what's been giving us the strength to overcome our limits?
Oh dear. I'd forgotten about the poor fella. You must excuse me a moment while I go and verify a few more things.
Never before had I heard of Dynamis or Entelechis. I can only assume the Elpis flower was submitted to the Bureau before I joined. Not that I or anyone else would be able to make use of it even if we knew. But it irks me to discover that there is an entirely different form of energy. And no one told me! Excuse me. That personal annoyance aside, Hermes' knowledge is undeniably impressive, given that there are none among the 14 who specialize in the Celestial. He would be a welcome addition. Assuming he can be persuaded to join, that is. I still can't understand his hesitation. Oh, these are both good! Let me ask both! I feel like I kinda already know that one. Oh ho! You wish to know why emet-selch was chosen for the Convocation? I should be glad to share the tale. It began when... Not another word. Lest you've forgotten, we're to learn about Hermes, not me. My misspent youth is not your concern. Misspent, you say? I'll tell you the tale when we're away from sensitive ears. What now? If you would accompany us, I suppose you should at least know that much. The Convocation of 14 is a governing body that determines a myriad of policies. Our goal is to ensure that all is right in creation, that our star may know a brighter future. As the name suggests, the Council is comprised of 14 offices, each of which is held by an individual chosen for their surpassing abilities. Depending on the office, one is required to either be an authority in a certain field, or possess skills that would facilitate the performance of their stipulated duties. The former category includes Matron, specialist of aquatic life, Lawgriff, specialist of terrestrial life and husbandry, Halmerit, specialist of fungal and plant life, Emerolov, specialist in medicine healing, and La Habrea, specialist in creation magics, who has brought forth beings of the highest complexity. As for the later category, there is Ultima, advocate of the arts, Igiorm, champion of enlightenment and rhetoric, Pastaro, preserver of discipline and order, emet-selch, keeper of the ethereal realm, or underworld, in the vernacular, Fandaniel, pursuer of extant phenomena, and Azem, traveler of the world and counselor to the people. What? Should I be revealing such details to you? Don't be silly. Even children know this much, and you would do well to remember it. Fuck. Will you tell me that again? Because his title, his duty, fits his name. So I'm gonna try and see... Who was Mitron? What was his name? Artemis. I'm pretty sure Artemis didn't have anything to do with aquatic life. So, I think... I think Hades being the one who specializes in the underworld is just a coincidence here. I was trying to see if I could discern which Greek gods those titles matched up with, but only Hades does. My apologies for the wait. I have inspected the Empelos to my satisfaction. All is well with the creature, and I dare say it won't be long ere it is released unto the world. Another creation, however, reportedly isn't faring so well. The Charybdis. That is what we shall tend to next. If you would follow me, my friends, we shall return to the main isle and head north. A serpentine bird, or a winged snake. There's a slight difference in etheric balance between these Charybdis. By this, it may be assumed that they aren't the original creations, but their offspring. I understand there is a problem with one of the Charybdis. Yes, that's right. As you know, the Charybdis is based on a sea creature. Owing to adjustments to enhance its affinity to wind, it is capable of flight. The specimens created from the concept could all fly without issue, but a problem arose in subsequent generations. This third-generation creature, with an etheric balance leaning strongly towards water, its aquatic origin reasserting itself, it would seem. The result being its affinity to wind is diminished, and it cannot fly. No matter what we try, we can't get it to rise even the slightest bit. For such change to manifest in so few generations, I fear they are too unstable, flawed. With your permission, I will revert the creatures and recommend to the Bureau that the concept be revised. With its etheric balance leaning towards water, the Charybdis would indeed struggle to manipulate wind. Yet it is too early to conclude that it cannot fly. Having failed at first, it may simply have developed a fear. I shall transform and fly with it, helping it to manipulate wind until it finds its wings. What? You needn't go to such length. You don't know, but of course not. Transformation is an art in which one manipulates a vast quantity of ether to construct another body around oneself. In practice, this allows one to assume any conceivable form, and thereby transcend the limits of one's flesh. Yet convenient though it may be, transforming in the presence of others is considered vainglorious in the extreme, as uncouth and unseemly as running about ropeless, shameful. Am I to understand you make a habit of this? Nothing of the sort. It's just that, when transformed, I can wield the wind and fly. It may seem excessive, but what is a shame next to the lives of these? What is our shame next to the lives of these creatures? They deserve a chance, and we owe it to them to do all in our power. Be that as it may. Yes, I believe I have a solution. Emet-selch, may I trouble you to move that Charybdis away from its fellows, somewhere out of sight? Meanwhile, I'd like the rest of you to help me prepare here. What mischief are you scheming now? No mischief, I assure you. I would but spare you the need to report to your colleagues that Hermes committed an indiscretion. So have a little faith and run along. I trust you don't mind. Emet-selch is out of sight. Good. Let's speak of the plan. It's a stroke of genius, really. We have emet-selch trained the Charybdis. I thought there was more to that. Aside from being able to fly untransformed, he can readily see aether currents. And with his adept spellcraft, he can also employ suitable wind magics to guide the creature along. While he is indeed capable of all you described, it is not his duty. I am loath to trouble him with that. Don't be. As I mentioned, it would also be for his own sake. With that settled, let's be at once. Allah, I want you to go to emet-selch. Tell him that you have a favor to ask. He will be disinclined to cooperate at first, but you mustn't be discouraged. With our friend, the trick is to be unflaggingly persistent. Off you go, now, and good luck. I have a favor to ask. Oh, no you don't. I'm not lifting a finger. Ugh, I don't know what Hydaelyn is up to, and I will not be made to know. I refuse. Please, emet-selch.
No, no, no. You are not foisting this nonsense on me.
I'm given to understand you have the power to help the Charybdis, and should be quite willing to do so. And so I appeal to your better nature, most benevolent emet-selch. Please teach her to fly.
Or else Hermes will transform. Right now.
Now, there's no need to go quite that far. Altruism is its own reward, as I'm sure he would agree.
Oh, would he now? And who contrived to put me in this position, pray tell?
Nothing so devious. I merely suggested a possible course of action.
Do it, nerd!
Please, emet-selch. Please.
I did not come all this way to play nursemaid to your creations. I'd thank you to remember this favor and let it be the last.
What a sweetheart. Oh.
I will aid it once it has taken to the air. It falls to you to shepherd it skyward.
So he made that. Okay.
Well, let's relax and enjoy the spectacle, shall we? You were wondering why emet-selch joined the Convocation. Truth be told, he wasn't the first choice for the office. I was, on the strength of my ability to see ether.
Huh.
But I declined the offer. For though my vision is exceptional, I am pedestrian in all other aspects. Worse even, quite abysmal when it comes to manipulating ether, for example. Couldn't transform even if I had a mind to do so. What good is the ability to perceive a problem if one cannot act to address it? emet-selch has no such shortcomings. He excels in vision and manipulation both, the latter to an extraordinary degree. If there is a mage more powerful, I do not know of them. Thus did I recommend him for the office in my stead. And I wasn't the only one. Far from it. Countless others vouched for his skill and character. People the world over, to whom he had previously lent a helping hand. Oh, how surprised he was. Claimed he hadn't done anything remarkable for anyone. Modest to a fault. He deserved every bit of acclaim he received. Yet he may well have gone unappreciated were it not for a mutual friend. A singular soul who can't help but involve himself in the business of others. Where he walks, excitement is certain to follow. His antics irritate emet-selch to no end. But much of his grumbling stems from genuine concern. When our friend calls, he never fails to answer and lend his talents. And in the course of doing so, he himself came to be recognized and respected by those around him. They are truly remarkable individuals, and I'm proud to call them friends. To help them realize their dreams. This will be my greatest contribution to our world. And when they have fulfilled their respective purposes, so too shall I have fulfilled mine, and together we may return to the star. Look at me, spilling my innermost secrets. I can't seem to help it with you. I can only assume it is due to the color of your soul. I just don't understand how you can be so alike and so different.
Well done, my pet. Well done!
Ah, yes. I dare say the Charybdis will be fine hereon. Why don't you go and signal to emet-selch? Let him know that his arduous task is at an end.
Emerging from the reverie, emet-selch notices you and begins to descend with the Charybdis. I have no words to express my gratitude. Thank you. The Charybdis has learned to fly. And Allah and I could relax and have a pleasant chat. I'm sure you did. The creature needed some small assistance at first, but soon it was flying more or less on its own. I doubt you will need to repeat the lesson. That was truly impressive. I witnessed it all from afar. The Charybdis flies. Indeed, with this, we've proven that even a creature with a skewed etheric balance is capable of flight. Though we hope to achieve this, the Charybdis is a herd animal. They may well aid their struggling kin in like fashion if and when the need arises. Keeping this in mind, I bid you continue observing them. If that is what you want. But if I may say so, rather than hoping an idealistic possibility come to pass, Would it not be simpler to have the concept adjusted? That way we could guarantee the abnormalities such as this specimen are never born in the first place. These creatures are already here. We will spare no effort in giving them the chance to survive. As you wish, Chief, as you wish. I hope I'm not the only one who noticed that those last two exchanges are basically the Asians versus us. Would it not be simpler just to revise everything to make sure this never happens again? To which he responds, they're already here. They have every right to be given a chance. I hope I'm not the only one who noticed that. Hermes. I'm fine, don't worry. Well, that concludes all of my present tasks. Let us return to Agnoris. For now. I still can't fucking believe we're here. I thoroughly enjoyed myself at the end most of all. Now you've seen what I do. Was it everything you were expecting? What? Want to apologize for forcing me to help, do you? Save your breath. You didn't force me to do anything. I merely chose the most expeditious way to have done with an impediment in our business. Tell me, Allah, in the course of watching me, have you learned aught of value? Seems promising. This seems super important. Dynamis, you say? Curious that such an obscure phenomenon should be of interest to you. Chief Hermes, what good fortune to find you here. Is something the matter? Is that an I or an L? I'm gonna assume it's an L. The Lycone. The Lycone? I'm afraid it's done it again. No sooner did we release one for observation than it set upon nearby Oceopedes, slaughtering them. Was the creature hungry or somehow provoked? I had just fed them, myself, and the Oceopedes were keeping a wide berth. It is the nature of the Oceoki that is to blame, their innate viciousness. Temperament aside, it is an outstanding creation, perfect in form and function. Though it may not be suited for release, I have no doubt the Bureau will accept its concept for preservation. In any case, there's no point in postponing the inevitable. Duros will revert them all once the paperwork is done. Where is the scene of the incident? Just off the path of the 12 Wonders. As you make your way, you should see it on the left. And I don't know if Doros is still there, however. 12 Wonders, you say? Hermes, wait! This is part of his work, then I would observe. We follow. Fearsome beast, this Lycone. But where is it now? The Okiopete is no easy prey. With its hooves and horns, it was designed to be formidable even on land. Yet they didn't stand a chance against the Lycone. The lacerations and burns are unmistakable. The Lycone was indeed responsible. But the creature is nowhere to be seen. Duros must have taken it away. The man makes his base at the 12 Wonders. I shall go and seek him out there. Emet-selch and I will search the area measure, just to make sure the Lycone did not escape. My thanks. Let us meet at the 12 Wonders when you have finished. I will go on ahead. Please follow with Allah. Come, come. It's down this path and over the bridge. There it is, the 12 Wonders. Hermes is looking for Doros. Let's look for the Doros, too. He's a man with long blonde hair, I think. I'll know him when I see him. 12 Wonders. Oh! It's Twin! Twin! Come back! Jump, 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 jump. Yay! I guess we're all caught up with each other. I thought they'd be ahead of me. Send them a quick tell. Hugs, hugs, hugs. Always hug your twin when you see them. Bye-bye. Oh, God, I lost her. Fuck. Where do I go to get her back? Oh, there she is. Well now, if it isn't Median, what brings you here? I thought I heard familiar voices. I didn't realize you two had decided to help me search for Doros. Thank you. You are in charge of the Lycones, I believe. Where are they now? Out in the field in restraints, frenzied as they were. I couldn't well return them to that word. Once I submitted my report, I'll see them reverted without delay. It's as he says, the beasts are indeed quite ferocious. You're one of the 14. What brings you here? Nothing you need concern yourself with, as you were. We've heard the news that a Lycone slaughtered Okiopetes. As the observer in charge, you are of the opinion that they are not fit to be released. Aye, I am. Their abnormal aggression and exceptional strength makes for a highly problematic combination. It matters not where they are released. Lycones would threaten other species and upset the natural order. Could it be that the specimens observed are an outlier? Highly unlikely. We've created a good many of them. All exhibited the same tendencies. Even when we used Kairos to begin with the fresh slate, their behavior was unchanged. Kairos? A memory reconfiguration system. The chief himself created it. It allows us to erase or alter memories. That we may observe creations in different environmental conditions without needing to remake them from scratch. Quite impressive and potentially dangerous. Depending on the intensity of the etheric emissions, Pestaro may wish to have words with you. Rest assured, I've kept all values within prescribed limits. To prevent misuse, its applications are limited to those authorized by the Chief Overseer. Do not misunderstand. To manipulate a subject's memories is an intrusive act I deeply abhor. But it is still preferable to execution. Come now, Chief. Let's not be melodramatic. What was born of ether is simply being reduced to its original state. I know the distinctions concern you, but we mustn't lose sight of the bigger picture, making rational choices for the sake of a more prosperous star. This kind of lends credence to my theories of median. I'm guessing, if I had to, that she becomes unstable, much like this creature is. And Fandaniel can't bring it in himself to bring her down, to reduce her. If a creation cannot be properly studied, even with the aid of Kairos, we remake it. If a creation is deemed a detrimental existence, we unmake it. 'Tis all for the greater good, and none question the necessity of such routine process. I understand these things, I do. I would never ask to unleash a clear and undeniable threat unto the world. Yet, insignificant though their individual lives may be next to all creation, it is all that the Lycones have. Before we seal their fate, we owe it to these beings to exhaust all options, to ensure that nothing has been overlooked. If you insist, let me provide you with a full report, and we may take it from there. Would it be possible for us to attend the discussion, that emet-selch may better carry out his duties? By all means. Pray show them to the meeting room. To man, other beings are just things, to be used and controlled, like magic. That's what Hermes told me once. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Twin. Not sure what caused that, but I'm sure I'll find out soon. I'll see you later. Where am I to go? Oh. I fear this discussion may take a while. During which time... Median, are you feeling unwell? It's not me, Hermes, it's you. I won't go to the meeting, I'll stay with Allah. Loath though I am to impose, may I leave Median in your care again? I am in your debt, if you'll excuse me. Can you help me with something, Allah? The meeting will make Hermes sad, and I want to cheer him up with a flower. Hermes likes flowers the most of all the creations in Elpis. Most creations are expected to be interesting or beautiful or strong, better in some way. But flowers are different. They're designed to suit our emotions, what we feel and want to convey. Hermes likes that. I can't make flowers, so I'll search for one, and I want you to search with me. Let's start at the 12 Wonders. Where did I put my glasses? There they are. Oh, so big and bright. I love them. But they might be too bright. You have to think of the recipient. That's what Hermes said. A tall, slender tree rises before you. You crane your neck to look for flowers. No flowers. If there were apples, we could have covered them in syrup. Let's head outside next. Don't worry, we won't wander far. An array of beautiful flowers grow on the bed, their mix of colors forming a pattern. These would be better for Hermes, but they're hedged in. That means we shouldn't touch them. They're either under observation or poisonous. Any other places should be fine, though. Let's keep looking. Oh, a conian. A flower that can move. When Hermes wasn't looking, it shot seeds at him. Not a good gift, maybe. But you're good, Alla, for spotting flowers. We'll find something soon. Nothing around here. Ah! Over there, Alla, something big, huge. A terrible stench reminiscent of sodden old boots pervades the air. Without a doubt, the culprit is the Morboral-like creature before you. It's an Adonis. The things around its mouth look like petals, but the flowers are the orbs on its head. When Hermes inspected it, it swallowed him up. He didn't leave his roof for days. What do you think, Alla? Would he like it? Good sort of memory. So not this one either. Finding a good flower, it's harder than I thought. I'm sorry, Alla, but could we search a little more? Maybe as far as the fields over there. I'll pick something after that, I promise. There's nothing. Shall you think over there? What could it be? Oh, Elpis flowers. They're here too. Hermes likes and dislikes them at the same time. Like me, the I already forgot how they're pronounced. Entelekis, like me, they feel his pain and turn dark. That's only for Hermes, though. For others, they're always white and bright. Truly, the flower was dark in your home. Then do you have it too? A dark emotion? Both this one and that one. What would he be willing to share, though? Probably this one. I see. Hermes has known the same. The feeling that part of you is gone, again and again. But no one notices. Please, Alla, won't you lend it to me? Your pain and sorrow. I want to make the flower dark, in front of Hermes. I want you to make the flower dark in front of Hermes. He has been in dark places since before he created me. He needs to know that he isn't there alone. That others are sad too. Truly, you'll do it. Thank you, Allah. Thank you. It means more to me than I can say. I can't wait to see how Hermes reacts. Let's go back and fetch him. It seems they're still talking. Let's wait until they finished. Wait a while, I see. Ugh.
Hermes!
Oh, you were waiting for me.
You've finished talking?
Yes, we've come to a decision. My thanks for keeping Meteion company. Emet-selch and Hydaelyn have already retired to their rooms. There is room for you too, if you would follow me.
Wait! I want to show you something first.
Elpis flowers?
Go on. You're not the only one, Hermes. Others feel sad too. You're not alone.
I see Meteion has shared much with you. May we talk a moment?
Hello.
I do not think it wrong that we live for the star, that we strive to make it a better place. And yet, in carrying out my duties here, there are times when I am plagued by doubt. Do you recall what Hydaelyn said when we first spoke of my nomination? Death is the privilege of those who have fulfilled their purpose, a choice they embrace of their own free will, and when they depart, it is always beautiful. Perhaps it is, but only for man. Creations that he deems useless are discarded with nary a second thought. Some scarcely born into the world, afforded a handful of breaths before life and potential are abruptly extinguished. We make an effort to spare them the pain. They sense what awaits. Rage and anguish and cower and fear. And it is not beautiful. Yet no one cares. No one. So fixated are we upon the duty that we do not pause to question the method. Pain and suffering, confusion and despair, writ plain in the eyes of those poor creatures. Yet no one sees. We turn a blind eye and carry on in blissful ignorance. Nor to miss. And always, always the blossoms shine pure and white. A contradiction so blatant I could scream, want to scream. How can you all accept this aberration? Then I wonder, am I the aberration for thinking thus? And I am filled with dread.
Oh, what a poor sweet boy.
But now I know I'm not alone. Not the only one for whom the flowers weep. I won't ask what you thought as you kneeled beside the Elpis, or if you only did it at Meteon's insistence. Nevertheless, I thank you. To know that you too have experienced suffering is a comfort. To so willingly lend an ear to ease my burden, you are a strange one. The stars in the heavens. Know you what they are? Though it is too far to tell, each glittering light could be a world not unlike Aetheris. A world filled with life.
They say all those twinkling lights out there, each one is a world. They all say they all share the same sky. One sky, one destiny.
So many stars, so many lives. For us, there may be no higher purpose than to live for our world. But what of the other living beings out there? What is it that gives their lives meaning? That drives them day after day after day? To pose that question to our undiscovered cousins, I created beings of Dynamis, who can traverse the vast emptiness between the stars. Meteon and her sisters.
Her sisters?
Aye, sisters. She has a great many of them. And they have already departed on their journey, traveling to one star and then the next in search of life. As one might expect, exploration on such a grand scale is rife with difficulties, and thus far I've naught to show for it. But I have faith that we will make some manner of discovery ere long. And when we do, I should be glad to share our findings with you, in gratitude for your kindness. It's getting rather late. We had best find our beds. It would not do for both of us to be sleep-deprived on the morrow. Come, Meteon. Let us head back.
All right!
What is it? Huh. She heard something? Or felt something? Okay, here we are. Here we go. It's been several hours. Way longer than I wanted it to be. Bit of advice for anyone out there. Make sure you have room on your hard disk while you're recording. Otherwise you're in for a nightmare. So I wasn't paying attention, and I was running dangerously low on space. Thankfully, it all got recorded, the last part, but it didn't get exported because I ran out of space. So what did end up getting rendered wouldn't work because it wasn't completed. So like I had to go in and like get rid of a ton of shit and back stuff up on a external hard drive. So now I've gone from 8 gigabytes left, which I guess it needs more than 10 to operate correctly, to 402 gigabytes. So that should last us a while. Just want to make sure we are recording. My audio is coming through. Okay. Let's go. An all too brief interlude, perhaps, but it is time to attend to my next task. As emet-selch and Hydaelyn are aware, we reached a verdict regarding the fate of the Lycones. 7 were created for observation, and all 7 must be unmade. Doros has followed the correct protocols, and, as chief overseer, I can find no fault in his judgment. The Lycones would disrupt the natural order, ravaging and consuming other species until they themselves starve and perish. They cannot be released into the wild, and they cannot be allowed to remain here on Elpis. I intend to petition the Bureau of the Architect to have the concept preserved as a restricted purpose hazard life form. Hydaelyn has pledged to support me in this endeavor. Yet whatever the Bureau decides, the existing Lycones have served their purpose. Doros has already isolated the creatures and is preparing to carry out the necessary measures. I will join him forthwith. It is my duty to witness the conclusion to this study. If you are resolved, then we have but to accompany you. Of course. Let us be off then. We return to the main aisle. Whoa. Something went wrong here. They look like Fenrir's. I count 4. Doros, so you heard what happened here? They caught me off guard. I had them bound with ethereal shackles, but they became frenzied, even more so than usual, and broke free. I was able to stop 4, but the other 3 escaped. I see them. 2 of them have taken to the air above the 12 wonders. They can fly? The last is up ahead, lurking in the fields. You and Allah handle that one. The pair in the sky you can leave to me. If this is how it must end, then so be it. I will render assistance to emet-selch, unneeded though it is. Median, you are to stay here with Doros. But Hermes, the Lycones must be reverted. I would spare you their pain, and mine. This is my burden, not yours, but if you are intent on helping, then please follow my lead. I appreciate your help, and lament that it is necessary. There it is, our quarry, within striking distance at present. But if it feels threatened, it may well flee beyond our reach. Here's my plan. You will approach slowly, in full view, and draw the Lycone's attention. Now, I warn you, its abilities are as fiery as its temperament. Once it spots you, it will unleash orbs of flame. But fear not. By my measure, you are more than equal to the task. Withstand the onslaught for brief moments, and that will give me time to catch it unawares. Ready? Then let us begin. There we go. Where'd you go, Hermes? Ah.
Now. Oh. Forgive me. Please, forgive me. May you and your kin find peace. Wherever your souls may drift in the underworld, may you find tranquil seas. Be not forgotten, in concept endure, to reclaim form and one day live again. Serve not the star, or any purpose save your own. Live again, if that be your desire. Hate, if that be your want. We are worthy. But leave your suffering behind. Lay down your burdens, be born anew. Fly high, fly free.
Join the Convocation, Hermes. You do not belong here.
Leave to replace another. To be replaced. It changes nothing. Tell me, do you think it right that we sacrifice all these lives for the sake of the star? And when the star has reached perfection, what then? If all who are satisfied choose to die, shall we all die in satisfaction? I do not know. Were I to take up the seat of Daniel, it would be tantamount to approving my predecessor's death. I do not know if it is right. And to be torn by such thoughts. I do not know if I am fit to represent mankind.
Hermes! Please don't be angry. It hurts so.
Forgive me. If you would still consider me in spite of everything, I beg some time to gather my thoughts. Meanwhile, Hydaelyn, I fear I must trouble you to attend to the others.
'Tis no trouble at all. Take as long as you require.
And you, my friend, I pray you find that which you seek.
I expect we have some few matters to discuss. Shall we return to the 12 Wonders for a time?
Aye.
You know, it's crazy how much Hades looks like Zemnis. I can't unsee it now. I think in an interview, Ishikawa said that Fandaniel was her favorite Ascian. And I can't help but wonder if this incarnation of Fandaniel was the one she spoke of. It has been quite an exciting visit for you thus far. Oh, you weren't injured, were you? Good, good. The other Lycones have been taken care of. The incident is resolved, and life in Elpis continues as normal. Or ends, as the case may be. Rationally speaking, I understand Hermes' argument. No matter how well deserved the rest, there is a pang of sadness when a colleague leaves us. Yet never has a departure caused me such grief as Hermes appears to feel. What must it be like to experience such torment? I don't know what answer he's searching for, or if it's within our power to give it. But I believe he would make a fine Fandaniel, and if he rejects us out of hand, we will all be lesser for it.